Rev up your engines for the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast with Big E. Proudly sponsored by Christensen Law, where bikers helping engine bikers is more than just a motto. It's our commitment to the biker community. Be sure to tune in and listen to the latest news and biker buzz. And for all your personal injury needs, be sure to contact the Christensen Law team at 248-900-9000. Welcome to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast, where the rubber meets the road and the tales of the ride unfold. I'm Big E, your guide on this two-wheeled adventure. Life is short, bikers, so let's get after it. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. Big E here, coming to you from the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast studio. Okay, it's been a crazy busy week. In case you guys didn't know, the Patriot Saints Riding Club put on a ride last Saturday, July 13th, to benefit the Area 24 Special Olympics. Hopefully you caught last week's episode. So I just thought I would touch base with everyone because I know there's always questions. Hey, how did it go? Blah, blah, blah. It went great. All right. The weather was perfect. It was a bit hot, but it was perfect. Sun's shining. The roads were awesome. Of course, we had a little help with that, playing road commission for a couple days. Sweeping off the corners and making sure the turns were safe. No stones, loose stones and stuff for people. So we did that. The stops. Let's talk about the stops. Ludington Pub opened up early for us so you could register for the ride, sign the waiver, get your poker chips drawn, go inside, have a Bloody Mary or whatever. And, of course, there was a coffee shop down the street. So everything was good there. A shout out to the Ludington Police Department for helping block a road and get us through it safely. They helped us out, which was awesome. Thank you very much. We had 84 registered participants. So that was huge. We were figuring 30, maybe 40. So, I mean, it crushed our expectations. We had 68 motorcycles. If you don't know what 68 motorcycles looks like, riding in a pack, I'm the tail gunner for the group, so I ride last. I make sure everybody gets there. I make sure everybody is accounted for. That's my job. I was blocking James Street to let all the bikes get out and onto Loomis. When I turned onto Loomis, I could look all the way down to Lakeshore Drive, and I saw PP turn onto Lakeshore Drive. So if you're not familiar with Ludington, that's 8 blocks. 8 city blocks of motorcycles. Pretty awesome. So that went great. Nice ride up to the jailhouse bar. Again, they were ready for us. They took care of us. We got in and out of there without incident. The staff was awesome. Got us hydrated quickly. Two Hit and myself did not hydrate because we were busy with the poker chip pull. But everyone else got hydrated. Then we went off to Nataka. They did a great job. They were understaffed for us, but the girls that were there stepped it up and worked with us and were patient, and the riders were patient, which I thank you for. And everything turned out good at Nataka. We got hydrated, and then we rode to Charlie's Bar, and Charlie's was ready for us. Those two bartenders there busted their butt and got us hydrated with plenty of time to spare. And it was good. And then back to Ludington Pub. LPD blocked the road for us. Smooth sailing, safe riding, no issues. It was a great day. Had some good giveaways. If you're listening and you were a part of it and you're questioning, how did the poker chip? Because it's not a common thing to do a poker chip run. And we mixed it up even more, so it made it even more of a guessing game for everyone. Nobody really knew what was going on. So here's how it went. At each stop, you reached in a bag and it had 5 of each color in this bag. 5 colors. So you reached in the bag, you drew a color, we marked it on your sheet in red, blue, white, green, or black. At each stop, we did that. Then, when we got back to the Ludington Pub, before we drew the last chip, we drew values. We assigned the values. And how we did that is pretty simple. We had 5 chips in a bag, 1 of each color. And I reached in and grabbed one. And whatever one I grabbed first was 1 point. Second was 2 points. Third was 3 points. Fourth was 4 points. And fifth was 5 points. So I believe it was blue was the first chip I pulled out. Then I think it was white, black, green, and then red. So then you had the opportunity to draw an extra chip, either when you signed up or some point through the day. You could buy an extra chip for $5. So some people had 6 chips, but it was a best of 5. So we dropped your lowest chip. So after doing that, I would have thought we would have had some ties. We did. We had 2 ties. We had our very own Sweet Tea, and we had Dave Manott. So how we handled the tie was we let them draw 1 chip out of the bag with the 25 chips in it, 5 of each color. And whoever drew the chip with the highest value won the prize pack. And I am happy to say that Dave won the prize package. Nicely done, Dave. So that was pretty cool. We also had a prize for worst score. And unfortunately, the guy with the worst score was Wild Bill. Yep, our very own Wild Bill had the worst score. I think he had 7 points. So, I mean, hats off to Wild Bill for winning, being the biggest loser. But hats off to Dave for winning the prize pack. It was a pretty good prize pack, I thought. We got a night stay at the casino, $25 food voucher at the casino, a $25 gift card from our friends at Diner 31 in Manistee, and you got a Jailhouse Bar hoodie, which is pretty cool. And there was a bunch of other stuff in the bag, and it was in one of those Harley string backpacks. So there was some other stuff in there. I hope they enjoy it. And it was awesome. We saw a lot of familiar faces, and we saw a lot of new faces, which was pretty cool. We had multiple drawings. We had a set of Eagle Lights that we raffled off, and actually Mook won, Brother Mook. So I'm sure Big Yeti will be putting those on his bike. And then we had a set of Harley luggage bags for your saddlebags and your trunk bag that were donated by our friend Renee. So I'm gonna do some shout outs just because I'm gonna start doing a shout out, I think, every week on the podcast. But this week I'm going to do 3 shout outs because I want to recognize these 3 clubs that came out. First I'm going to give a shout out to Eagle Riders of Ludington. They're really new. Shout out to them for coming and helping support us. Good group of guys and girls. It was good riding with them again. We rode with them a couple weeks ago when they put on a little event. My next shout out goes to AMVET Riders 1988 over in Baldwin. Shorty, you and the gang, much appreciated your support. You guys hit it out of the park. There was, 20 of them probably came over here. So that was just amazing to see that. And then last but not least, and this is pretty cool. I want to give a shout out to Warriors Oath of Irons. They came out, supported us. They helped us with some blocking that we ran into, some blocking that needed to be done. Somehow we ran out of blockers. But them guys stepped right up, fell right in place, and did the blocking for us that we needed, which was very cool. So a shout out to them. Peacock, Cutthroat, Wrench, Red. You guys rocked. And now, I'm just going to say, Peacock, your wife cleaned up on the prizes. I don't know how she does it. So she won a hoodie, one of the 50-50 drawings. Warriors Oath, both 50-50 drawings, Warriors Oath people won. Cutthroat won one, and Peacock's wife won one. So that was awesome. But they did donate back. So that is very cool. I love it when people do that. It really helped us. It really pushed our goal. I don't have the final tally yet. Last I heard, we were like upwards of $2,200 raised for Area 24 Special Olympics. And that is thanks to the biker community and coming out and supporting us. And that's just awesome. So you guys all get a big round of applause. So I wanted to touch base on that, let people know how that went. And yes, the second annual is already in the works. We're going to do some things differently, but it's guaranteed to be another awesome event. With all that being said, I know it was a lot. I want to give a shout out to a couple events that are going on this weekend. So, Proud Veterans Motorcycle Club 15th Annual Bike Run, July 20th. There'll be prizes. There'll be 50-50 drawings, food, cash bar. Registration is at 9:30 till 12. Kickstand's up at 12. Cost is $25 a driver, $15 a passenger. If you just want to go and eat, it's $15. Hosted at JJ Roadhouse, and that's at 9620 Gratiot Road in Saginaw. So there's a great one to go support if you're over there and you are looking for something to do. Proud Veterans would love to have you. Another big one is the DYSUN 2024. Now, those of you that aren't aware of DYSUN or don't know what DYSUN is, DYSUN means Do You See Us Now? And their mission, their goal is to raise awareness on distracted driving. So as a biker and a bus driver, I see so many people on their phones still, and it's frustrating as hell. It's really my hot button thing to see somebody on their phone. Cause I'll go down the road and count. That's a $200 ticket. That's a $200 ticket. By lunchtime, I could have enough money to, have my own private police force practically by now. So Anyways, Friday at 6 p.m. at Big Buck Brewery, they have a bike show. So that's very cool. And then Saturday morning, check-in is at 9:30 a.m. Kickstands up, or 7:30 a.m. Kickstands up at 9:30 a.m. at Big Buck Brewery. $30 a rider, $15 for the passenger, so $45 total, and that includes bridge fare and a meal, which is way cool. You don't have to worry about the bridge fare. So they are using this and using the funds for this to help support Bucket List Dreams and the family of Shawn Helsel. So if you are not aware of who Shawn Helsel is, or was, I should say, Shawn Helsel was a motorcyclist that was killed last year on July 3rd. What makes it even more tragic is that his wife, Rachel, was riding behind him when he was struck by a car. So that was July 3rd last year, so just about a year ago. Just over a year ago. Crazy, sad deal. I had actually planned on going to the Road Docs ride, I think it was. They were putting on a ride the same time, but instead I went to the Shawn Helsel Benefit Memorial Ride. I actually had Rachel on here on episode 26, I believe. So if you want to hear that story, go ahead and check out episode 26. She is an incredibly strong woman. It was just over a month that her husband died, and she agreed to come down here and do this podcast with me. It really struck home with me. I didn't know Shawn, but he seemed like a really good guy. It seemed like we had a lot in common as far as our thoughts on motorcycle apparel and what you should wear and what you shouldn't wear. And it sounded like I could have, hung out with him and been a friend. So DYSUN is going to help support that family, continue. I tried to get Rachel, the founder of DYSUN, on the podcast. She has had a rough go of it this year. And she is super busy as well, trying to get this huge event wrapped up. So our schedules just didn't mesh up and we couldn't get together, but I'm still trying to do my due diligence and get her event out there for you to hear about and hopefully maybe attend. So there you go. Saturday, DYSUN event up at Big Buck. It's been planned. I will put links in my show notes. If you're not familiar with DYSUN and all the good stuff they do, you can check out their website and yeah. So onward. What am I doing this weekend? Two Hit and myself are going to go down to Bike Time. We usually go. And we have gone and done the camping thing before. And it was fun. But it's a major expense. It's like $300 to camp there for the weekend. We have our brother Rhino will be down there camping. He will actually be flying the Patriot Saints flag, so you should stop in and say hi to brother Rhino if you see him there. We will be down there Saturday, so we may be at his camper on Saturday having a adult beverage and cooling off after walking the hot streets of Muskegon, because I believe it's going to be a warm one. stop in, say hi. If you see me walking around, stop in, grab me and say, hey, Biggie. I'll make sure I have some stickers with me. So everybody likes stickers. And they're the new logo, so they're very cool. They're the only sticker cool enough to be on OG's 2024 Street Glide. So you know it's got to be cool then. Something else we're going to be doing while we're down there. Many of you that listen to the podcast know that I am also the admin, and I have a co-administrator of the Mid-Michigan Biker Facebook group. Shawn, also known as Michigan Metric Cruiser, he is going to be down there as well, and we are going to be doing a little collaboration and some YouTube stuff, and it'll be fun. We're going to have some fun. Also, my good friend Jeremy Burke from Traditional American Cycle Supply will be down there. I do not believe he'll be at that tent, but there is a sponsor of his bike night whose tent he will be at. So stop in and see him. I can't really say anything more than that because it's a sponsorship thing. So stop in and see Jeremy. I got to stop and see Jeremy. Hopefully, he just got some flat bill caps in, and I'm not a flat bill cap guy. I don't know about you, but no. But he's supposed to be getting some trucker caps in. So he said if he got them in, he'd have one for me. So I got to go find him. I'm not a huge trucker cap guy either, but I have a few of them and I kind of like them. They're cooler. Just give me a regular baseball hat, a nice curved bill, and I'm good. But I guess it's the fads, So there's a few things that are going on this weekend. I may or may not be doing some recording I probably will be doing some recording. Since I already told you that Shawn's going to be down there, we're going to be putting GoPro against Insta 360. He's an Insta 360 guy. I'm a GoPro guy. So we'll see how that works out for us. I encourage you. He's trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground. He's been working on it for a couple of years. I encourage you to go over and subscribe to the Michigan Metric Cruiser YouTube channel. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. And so he is quite obviously a metric guy, not a Harley guy. So we were talking today. He called me and we were, collaborating a little bit on what we're going to do Saturday. And I was watching his YouTube. I wanted to watch his YouTube video on his setup for blogging. It's similar to what I have. I just don't have a camera facing me. So I'm working on that. So we talked about that a little bit. And the next video I watched was him test riding a 2024 Street Glide, which the first 5 minutes is hilarious because here's a metric guy getting on a Harley and not in tune at all to the features of a Harley. So he was having issues with figuring out how to turn off the turn signals and where this is and where that is. So it was pretty funny. It's a pretty long video, 35 minutes maybe. He takes it out and runs it through the paces, and I think he would actually probably buy one. But then he'd have to change his name. So he might not buy one. I'm going to kind of razz him a little bit here too. So I met up with him last year at Bike Time, and he drove his truck. That's right. He drove his truck to one of the biggest motorcycle events in Michigan. So I'm talking to him today. It sounds like he's going to be driving his truck again this year. I'm like, dude. Anyways, I encourage you to go check out his channel. He's been working, sounds like, pretty tirelessly on videos lately. And like I said, we're gonna do something together down at Bike Time. It should be fun. Should be entertaining. Hopefully, maybe you'll even check out my YouTube channel, Mid-Michigan Biker. I got this little handy-dandy toolkit that I've been waiting to give away when I hit 100 subscribers. And I'm like almost halfway there. So, I mean, if you're not following it, subscribe to it. I think there's a video on there of the little toolkit I'm giving away. I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? And all you got to do is subscribe. All you got to do is push a button. You don't even have to watch the videos. Just subscribe. I mean, you should watch the videos because they're pretty good. And you can listen to the podcast on YouTube. No video, but it's all audio. So that's another way you can listen to the podcast. Now I'm going to share another little secret with you. Earlier, like an hour or so ago, I came in the studio, fired up the laptop, turned on my soundboard, went to go get into my handy-dandy little program that I record my podcast on, and system error. It would not load up. It would not boot. So I don't have an IT guy. Rhino. Turned it off, turned it back on, all that nonsense. I ended up deleting the program, going back and trying to reinstall it. Well, it wouldn't reinstall. So I'm like, what the? So I'm going through and I'm trying to eliminate a bunch of other programs to free up space. I'm just grasping at straws as to what the hell's wrong. My movie editor, video editor software that I have on here is a huge file, so I just went to delete it. And it took like an hour, and it still said it was preparing to remove. I got frustrated. So I said, well, you know what? I can record right on my soundboard. The Tascam Mixcast 4 is capable of recording to an SD card right on the soundboard. So, you guessed it. I recorded an episode of the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast on my soundboard. Then I finally got the laptop to kind of work. I pulled the SD card, put it in the laptop, tried to read the file from the episode that I recorded and could not get it to work. So, you guessed it. Dinked around, figured out what was wrong with my software, got my software working, and re-recorded the episode that I'd already recorded because I could not get it to work. So, that's how tech savvy I am. So this is actually the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast, episode 72, I think, .2, we'll say, because it is actually the second time I recorded this stupid episode. And the saddest part is, the first one I recorded, I had bourbon in my hand. This one I don't. That's just sad. And I don't even have a cold beer. So, all right, guys, that is all I got for you. Oh, no, there's one more thing that I forgot. One more event. And I forgot it the last time I recorded this stupid episode, too. So, I have to look it up on my little calendar app here. Yeah, I'm going to go right to it. Saturday at 9 a.m., Wisker Run. So, at 1080 East Caro Road, Caro, Michigan. there is a Wisker Poker Run, and it is to benefit. I have to scroll down here because I guess it's way up here. All right, so this bike run of the thumb to raise money for Cass River Pet Friends. It's rain or shine. They're doing this poker run to help raise money for Cass River Pet Friends. If you're unfamiliar with this great group, you can visit their Facebook page. I will put a link to that in my show notes as well. So there'll be lots of links in the show notes, so you might want to check them out. I try to do show notes every week. They might just be a little blurb here or there, but usually there's a link or something to something that I'm talking about. A lot of people don't look at the show notes. They put over $90,000 towards the community in helping with vet bills. So that's pretty awesome. It's $20 per bike, $10 per rider, $10 for an additional hand. They're starting off at 9 a.m. They'll have coffee and donuts. Last bike out at 12 p.m., last bike in at 5 p.m. If you don't ride a bike and you want to follow in a car, you're more than welcome to join them. Sounds like a pretty good time. They've got some they're going to stop. This is one of the stops along the run. Be sure to check them out. It's the Unionville Summerfest Car and Bike Show. So you're going to be able to go check out some bikes and some hot rods, which is pretty cool. Should be a pretty good time. So there you have it, bikers. Lots to do this weekend still. I'm sure most of you will probably be at bike time. That's usually the big draw. But like I said, maybe that many bikes and bikers and people and stuff that's just too much for you. Then there's some other great events. The DYSUN event should be pretty big too, up north. So, and that would be fun. They got a nice ride planned out up across a bridge and back, about 156 miles. Should be a good ride. So, with that being said, bikers, life is short. Get after it. And get to one of these events this weekend and support some great causes. Thanks for listening to the Mid-Michigan Biker Podcast. Have a good one, bikers. And remember, life is short, so get after it.